The Patreon this week, I maybe am alluding to something here, is the 2003 film Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, as requested by Steve Harvey's Ghost on Patreon. Thank you. And you can also get your pick requested for only $1 a month at patreon.com/Guapish.
Dude, nice plug. Dylan, would you like to tell us about this one?
Sure. So Sinbad, The Legend of the Seven Seas is about Sinbad. He's a thief on the ocean, and he's trying to steal a thing on a transport ship. They get it back to the city. It gets stolen by Eris, or whatever the fuck her name is. They think it was him. He's put to death. His buddy takes his place. He goes to go get it, comes back empty-handed to face his death. Eris said it was a test all along. And then, it's like, gives him the book, and then everything's fine, and he goes to live on the ocean and takes the woman he loved with, him, because she loved him truly all along.
Fun fact, this was DreamWorks' last hand-drawn animation film.
Hand-drawn in quotation marks.
You know.
Well,
The last one that involved hand-drawn animation, we'll say.
This movie has an obscene amount of CG, and it all looks terrible. There are some mind-boggling shots. This is the first time in a while where I've, like, legitimately just, like, every 5 minutes been like, wow, that looks fucking awful. Just consistently.
Speaking of mind-boggling, though, we want to talk about Eris real quick here, right off the bat.
Sure, what do you have to say?
What is there to... How can words possibly describe her, to be honest?
Dude, I would so much. I will say, the animation on her, very good. Like
you can tell where their priorities lie.
Exactly. Massively stands out against all the rest of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Just all the wisps of smoke and her appearing and disappearing and morphing and shit. They put a lot of effort into her.
Yeah.
I think this is a fun movie, you know, you got your little adventure. It's very similar to
Treasure Planet.
I was gonna say it's actually very similar to Elmo.
What?
Because it's just, well, it's a list, it's like a series of, like, obstacles on this little quest to go retrieve an artifact, you know?
Sure, buddy.
That's like a basic story structure you're describing.
Well, you know, still. Anyway, one of my problems is that, like, the twist ending is so fucking obvious that it's not a twist, but we still have, like, 10 to 15 minutes of building up to it.
True. I agree.
Real twist is that this took place back in the day, and you're telling me this rich aristocrat doesn't immediately put his fucking cheating whore to death?
That was, like, my biggest problem throughout this entire film. It's like, the moment she shows up on the ship, it's like, oh, great, she's gonna, like, fall in love with this dude. When, like, she's coming on this whole thing so she can make sure Sinbad does his whole deal to make sure her man survives, but then, instead of it just being like, oh, yeah, I gotta make sure, like, you know, my future husband lives and you don't fucking just let him die, it's, I fall in love with you instead and fuck that guy, I guess.
I mean, they were never truly in love. That was very blatantly said at the very beginning of the movie.
I think they were, is the thing.
I think it started turning into actual love, but, like, I think there was some, like, mutual understanding. I don't know.
It seemed
maybe...
like the guy was probably in love with her, but maybe she was, you know,
She had some doubts.
Yeah, she wasn't committed.
Like, she didn't not like him, but she wanted her life to be more. Also, that guy, chillest dude ever. Right? Cannot be bothered by fucking anything.
We're talking about Sinbad, right?
No, we're talking about the prince right now. He's just totally cool with all of this misfortune that has befallen him.
Now, listen, dude. Stressing out only gets you so
like,
far.
could you imagine if you were about to get married to a woman and then she just decides, hey, would it be chill if I just, like, go and leave you for your friend instead?
This is also after the friend went to go, I guess, technically, the real fucking TLDR here is that this guy basically forfeited his own life to save his buddy, and his buddy that he's forfeiting his own life for comes back and stole his fucking girl. And he's just hunky-dory with this. He's like, it all makes sense, brother. Whatever's chill with you, chill with me.
I'm just glad she's happy.
I just feel like that was the general vibe I was getting from the whole movie, but, you know, their general relationship.
I'm gonna sacrifice my life so that this guy can steal my wife.
I mean, he knows, like, it was, like, said after the fact, like, he knew that he was into her when she, like, showed up initially.
Well, yeah, post-hoc rationalization isn't good enough, though.
It's good enough for me, I guess. I don't know. That's the problem here.
Also, fucking let them kill people. Why are we they're pirates.
People are
Why
dying.
are they knocking people out? They're using their swords to, like, do juggling tricks and then they kick them. Why are we here?
I was gonna say, they were very hit or miss on, like, the aspect of death, where, yeah, in the very beginning of the movie, they raid the ship, and instead of, normal pirating activities where, they cut them down with their swords, shoot them with guns or whatever, they just, like, knock them out and shit. Whereas you still have people dying, well, I guess actually nobody died in this film.
I don't think anyone dies in this film. Does anyone die?
I thought there was the guy at the beginning who died, where the fucking Kraken or whatever just fucking noms him up really quick. I was like, oh, that guy is dead for sure. And then the fucking explosive...
And then he's not.
The explosive goes off inside of it. I'm like, oh, he's fucked for sure. And then it spits him out completely fine. I'm like, what the fuck? So, I don't know, dude. Whatever. The most Disney movie dude. I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know. I still like the movie. I don't know.
I still like it too, but like it's a kids movie,
Man, the dog licking that big old creature's eye was really gross. I didn't like that at all.
That
one does
gross.
Stand out in my memory for some reason.
It makes sense though, dude. Dogs will do some wacky shit.
True, they'll like lick up their own vomit and stuff. They're foul creatures, truly.
Hey, you take that back, you monster.
No.
Cat person.
No.
You anglerfish. I find the artifact itself, I find funny, because it's just a book that, I guess it just generally makes things better, or whatever.
Yeah. I like to think that all it does is it makes the world brighter, just like a little bit, like without it's just cloudy.
True.
I thought that was funny, but that's the end of my thoughts.
Well, Dylan, where are you going to be ranking it, dude?
Oh, I was looking at my rankings, and I was like, oh yeah, this is equal. But then I'm looking at it, I'm like, I wouldn't put this movie over these other ones. Come back to me in like a hot second, please.
Dude, I liked Treasure Planet better than this one. I think Treasure Planet has a better emotional core, and also it kills people, which makes it better. So for this one, but I still like this one. I feel like I've complained a lot more than my rank seems justified by, but I gave this one an A-.
Wow. How did I put Treasure Planet?
You also gave an A, Dylan. I think that I also like Treasure Planet more, but like only slightly more, not enough to really have them be on separate tiers. I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I gave it a C-. I definitely like Treasure Planet more, and I gave Treasure Planet a C, so yeah, C-.
Let's give it... I'm gonna be with Nico. I think that Treasure Planet's better, but not enough to put it on a separate tier. I'll give it an A.
Very split rankings here.
Too damn high!
The landed at a B.
You wouldn't like my original ranking for this movie, dude.
And you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, your original ranking would have had Atlanta at B+.